Hello, I'm Aubrey Shepherd, and it's the 28th of November, 2011. Thanksgiving's over, and let's see a few pictures sort of reviewing the year in northwest Arkansas a little bit. There is a ditch along a highway, and it's been reditched, and the good soil has been dug out, and the native plants that grow in those ditches have been wiped out. Okay, there's a insect on a flower. You've seen a lot of those. All of these you may have seen before this year, but it is a little fall review. Callerho, poppy mallow, that was called. There was one of my favorites this year, and it's a little flower fly that has those big old bug eyes. A very friendly character, you see. I touched the thing and moved it around and held it in position. That's from way back a year ago, and that was frost on the vegetation in the late fall last year. Fall actually was earlier. I mean, it got winter a little colder sooner. So that's a frost. That was a frost flower, that particular formation there. And that is a pencil flower, that tiny thing. We'll see it again maybe come up on this slideshow. That's Penstemon digitalis. Those are fairly early, late spring, early summer bloomers, and those are close-ups that I worked hard getting, and still they've been adjusted and cropped just a little bit. No Photoshop because I don't know how to do it, but just a little adjustment on the contrast and so forth. Maybe that's that same flower fly. He was a star, and not just this particular one, but several days when I saw these guys, I would spend a little time catching their pictures on different things, and see that that's probably the alternative kind of. Okay, there's a flower fly. I want to talk about that some more. You can watch for this right now, and since we're just now getting freezing weather, see that ice around the stem of that plant? That's Verbicina virginica, and the now I've got the ice up next to a bloom in one of these pictures, I think. What I'm showing you is a very rare photo I was very proud of last year. You could actually see the ice on the stem of that particular plant and a whole lot of others like these, but that one flower out of hundreds along the roadside there had was actually still in bloom that late. And that was earlier in the season than right now. See, those are stems that are cut off. And so if you see early in the morning, you see that, stop and look at the shape of those up close. And we showed you that a lot a year or two ago, but that's the World Peace Wetland Prairie 6-foot by 3-foot poster that some of you have probably seen down on the square some Saturday mornings at Farmers Market, with great variety of items stuffed onto the back and front of that poster. And the reason I have this, I went to do a program at the garden club on Monday morning today. Now there you see the wing stem. When it's green, that's okay. That's the one that is actually called wing stem. It's Verbicina alternifolia, I believe, and it has yellow flowers. And somehow we got right back to another shot of one of those other plants that I couldn't identify, but it did look good with the frost on it that morning. All right, now pink with grasshopper. What more can you say? Sounds like a name for somebody's painting or something. Pink grasshopper with pink, whatever. That's a milkweed, and that's a little tiny insect on it, and that was a short green milkweed. Those bloom earlier in the year. Don't see those late. And that's an example of that frost flower. The neat thing is I put these in order so they're close together on the DVD, but as you can see, the DVD player runs a slideshow that's random. So anyway, we'll show some more of those, but and have some fresh fall things coming up. Till next time, this is Aubrey Shepherd asking you to do your part to help keep the water clean, the air pure, and the woods green. And go see Beaver Lake as I did today. and you'll know why you're trying to save the watershed from pollution. It's beautiful. Hello, I'm Aubrey Shepherd, and it's the 1st of December, 2011. Let's look at some photos, and the majority of the ones I'm showing in this short take are actually from 2010. And the reason is I just happened to find a DVD with some photos from now this this was on the last day of November 2011, and those are ice flowers. That's on the Verbena virginica stem, and those are new photos. The first hard freeze of 2011, and so I had to share a few of those. But then we're going to look at some 2010 photos from, I think it was August 29th and September 1st or 2nd. There's a tiny yellow flower with a tiny insect, looks like a little grasshopper, and you could see from my fingers holding the flower that it was a small flower. And that's partridge pea, I believe, and it's a native legume, of course, bean family, and has little narrow leaves and beautiful tiny flowers. But these are things that were not available in the same spot in summer 2011 because there was some unnecessary mowing done by unidentified people. I hope by the owners of the property anyway. But anyway, this is a tiny diodia, a tiny 4-petal, pink, pale purple, whatever you want to call it. And those are really difficult to get good pictures of. So these are about that one's adjusted severely, trying to show more detail. But those are considered invasive species, and an invasive species, whatever, in New England. Native and wonderful here. That's green comet milkweed, and didn't get to see many of those this year because of the mowing I was telling you about, and I like I said, I'm not sure why they do it. This is a white liatris. This was pretty rare. I didn't get to see it this year because that area was mowed a couple of times during the growing season. So the liatris flowers were not available for photographing, and I didn't want to travel way off. I like to take things right there in the neighborhood. We've got World Peace Woodland Prairie, Pinnacle Prairie, and some other nice patches of prairie like Hollywood Prairie in South Fayetteville. It's not too far away. So this just shows the difference between that pale, almost pure white liatris and the red ones that are most common that we expect to see. And one of these days I'll get the specific name and put with these white liatris flowers. But didn't get to see them this year. That's a tiny world milkweed, a very small plant, and very tiny, beautiful flowers that pollinators do love. And there is the seed pod. Also, this was summer 2010. And you see how tiny the seed pod is in the leaves of that world milkweed. This is probably a pearl crescent butterfly, or crescent pearl. I don't know which way to say it. And it may be on, yellow composite. There's a photo that has both a monarch and a tiger swallowtail. And they're on, looks like swamp milkweed and one of the yellow composites, probably a cup plant. That flower was about to be mowed by the guy in the background, and I got out there and got a picture as quick as I could when I saw him. This is on the parkland on the north side of my house. which is not treated as a nature area, even though it immediately touches World Peace Wetland Prairie. And I'm always very frustrated when they come out and just mow everything down, even the wildflowers. So please don't do that. And keep the flowers through the growing season, whether you're on public land or private land. And that feeds the pollinators. And not only do they need to find sources of nectar, but those native plants are host plants for various insects, beneficial native insects. Till next time, this is Aubrey Shepherd asking you to do your part to help keep the water clean, the air pure, and the woods green. See ya.